Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to get into a Christopher Mitchell video. I'm going to talk about the election, and I'm going to tell you what's to come on future videos. But let's talk about how you paint a picture. You paint a picture when you're a scam artist like Christopher Mitchell and Stacy Mitchell as, look how glamorous and how great my life is. Look at the freedom, financial freedom. You know, he says the stupidest stuff, and you know, he never shows you a winning ticket. He never shows you anything. You know, it's just all a big scam. You know, if he had the golden ticket all the time, he'd have his brother Andrew involved. He'd have family members involved. If I was making crazy money, I'm bringing all my close personal friends in, and they would be just, here's 20 grand, here's 10 grand, just keep it going. You know, it's just not that easy. You know, Christopher Mitchell's an absolute addict. What I mean by that is this guy is an addicted gambler, meaning he plays for the dopamine rush. Win or lose, I guarantee you he gets bigger rush when he's losing. I mean, his eyes are watering. He has got an emotional roller coaster going on inside of his body. You know, gamblers like him, they you know, the loss gives them a bigger dopamine fix than a win, because they're going to lose. You know, that the wins are so temporary when it comes to doing what he does. It's absolutely absurd to think you're going to make a living, and then some of the stupid things he says is about the games are a tax write-off. Before you can start writing off trips and sporting event tickets and your stuff like that, first of all, it's very limited. You better have a tax accountant that knows what they're doing when it comes to gambling, because there's different types of gambling and different kinds of reporting: professional versus social versus what's the other one, just like an intermediate gambler. They don't do it for a living. You know, it's different things. But before you can report a loss, you got to show a profit. So just because he's won $2,000 or $3,000 on a slot machine and that's reported, you know, I doubt he would. He's even reported that on his income tax return. The casino's going to report it, but you know, for him to write off tickets and sporting events, it's just asinine. You know, when he wins these large amounts, especially when they pay him in cash at the betting window, professional gamblers, and you know, unless you keep perfect records, you're just gonna take the cash. You know, it's what you do in a casino. That's why slot machines and stuff like that, you know, you can't they come hand pay you, and they're going to take taxes out, or they're going to report them. More than likely they're going to take them right out. Now they're going to be, you know, you target yourself for investigations and audits. Having said all that, I'm not a tax expert. I just know enough about winnings and what they do. You know, if they hand pay you at a slot machine, taxes will probably be taken out, and I strongly encourage people, if that happens, you report that on your income taxes. Christopher Mitchell's too stupid to do that. It's not going to happen. He's an absolute imbecile, and I guarantee you he's not writing off sporting event tickets. He's not writing off airplane tickets. It's so limited. Just having a small business, we have many small businesses, you can only write off a very small portion when you take a client out. I don't even do it. You know, when I take a client out or I invest in a customer, it just comes out of my pocket. It's very difficult, and I don't want to send off red flags. Back 2020, back pre-2005, you could write off sporting event tickets a lot better, dinners with clients, and it was a way to build business. That's what the federal government does not understand. When you're in a small business, I'm sure you work for a big corporation, you have a lot better tax write-offs. You have a corporate card, and you know, things for corporations, large corporations especially, I think it's a lot different. Like I said, I don't know enough about it. I just know what my little accounting firm tells me, and I'm very happy to take their advice. So if there's something I'm missing, I don't really think I'm missing it, because it's not enough money to worry about. It's not going to make or break anything that I do. But anyways, you know, he shows these videos of such a lavish life, And then he says, oh, I didn't bet on a game, when you can see tears in his eyes, emotion. I mean, he's screaming like a 14-year-old kid. That's the most annoying fan. Can you imagine sitting by this guy? Oh my God, that's the kind of luck I have at him a game. I'm next to your Christopher Mitchell, screaming like a lunatic. I understand it's the World Series and their games, but I mean, let's face it, there's a overkill when it comes to that. And then this millionaire lifestyle that he lives. He went to the game by himself. He doesn't even have his wife in the game, at the game. He's like you said in videos 3-4 years ago. He's just starved for attention, starved for the limelight, and that's the thing. When you take poor people, poor people, low-income people, people that were raised in a, I'm not trying to be mean, but this is what I've noticed in a lower income setting. When they do get around money, or they do acquire money, or they do have wealth, or they marry somebody that has money, they act totally different. They build a business, they grow it. They don't know how to act, because most people with a lot of money just act very normal and fly under the radar. It just doesn't even come up. I have three, 4 good friends that we never talk about finances. We may talk about investments, but we don't talk about earnings and what we make. Even when I was with with family members that had their own businesses, it never came up. We never sat around at the lake and said, hey, how much you make this week? How much you make this month? What's your payroll? It's just people that have a grip on their life. It's something you don't brag about and try to share. I'm sure if you asked them, they would, but it's just normal people don't do that kind of stuff, and he's far from normal. So moving on, I want to encourage everybody about the election. I think now that the election's over, we can all come together. I know the country's been divided. People have all been asking me and sending me messages, and the people that I talk to all the time, and you guys know who you are, in Michigan, California, Florida, Louisiana. You guys know where I sit politically. I'm fairly much an independent voter, but yes, I do have conservative slants that lead to Republican views, I would say. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I have physical, tight, conservative values. It's hard to make money, and you need to protect it. I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always done family businesses. I've always worked with my wife to earn livings. And the government in Hollywood is out of touch, and the United States citizens and Americans have spoken. And I'm very proud to say the two fools that were running this country, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, were absolute lunatics. It's like what's happened in the last 10 years of this country, it's beyond bad. I mean, if you hate me for saying that, I get these questions and I have to ask them, and I have to ask them honestly, and I'm not afraid to say it. And there's a lot of crappy Republicans, but we needed a business leader. I mean, Kamala Harris just wasn't going to get it done. She's not a negotiator. She's flip-flopped on every issue. I'm just going to give you a couple that just really burns me, because I'm down here in Texas, and there's illegal aliens everywhere, absolutely stealing jobs, and just, I got to look over my shoulder all week long, because they're just criminal behavior. It's just, they're not, it's nothing like the media portrays. So, the big flip-flops, I'm for fracking, I'm not for fracking. I'm going to secure the border wall when she clearly said she doesn't give a damn about the border wall. She doesn't. So let that sink in. We have to have a closed border. You have to know who's in this country. You have to know who's in our country. It's got to be safe. It's got to be secured. And that's all there is to it. If you don't believe that, then there's no reason for me to even talk with you. You come in the legal way. That's why people from Europe are so pissed off. The people coming on the southern border are line jumping. They just line jump and walk over and get money handed to them. It's embarrassing, and it's really embarrassing that this country does what they do. And you've seen my videos where I deal with homelessness, people that are hungry. I'm all for being compassionate and helping people out. So, you know, just be careful and live on less than you make, and don't believe gambling is going to be the key to your success in life. And don't believe because somebody's been on the internet for a little over 4 years now showing you how they live that there's a magic rainbow pot of gold. You know, eventually they all end up miserable, they all end up losing their money, and how he does it, it's all smoke and mirrors and lies. So guys, please leave me your comments, tell me what y'all thought, what you think about it, everything I discussed. I'm going to do more videos. I'm also going to share you some health videos that that I've been really working on for the last year, but I wanted to get all my data in. So I will be bringing you up some of the journeys in my life, health related, all good, you know, but very scary. And if you guys are having health issues, I hope these videos that I'm going to put out real soon will help you guys. So leave me your comments and tell me what you think, and we'll talk to you on the next video.